Alright guys, we're starting our new custom today. And yes, it's straight out of the package, because it's been sitting on the top of my toolbox for, I don't know, at least 6 months, maybe a year. For a while I wasn't sure what to do with it. And then I figured out exactly what to do with it. So we're gonna make this into, we're not gonna make it into anything different. It's gonna get a different paint job because I have the V8 bomber already. Couldn't really tell you how I got 2 of them because I don't remember. One probably came from the auto parts store and one probably didn't, because that seems to be where a lot of the new ones, they seem to sell them at the auto parts store. So this one is from 2019, so 2020 is probably when I got this. It's got the little connect to car thing, which is my least favorite thing that has come with the cars, with the monster trucks, because they're hard plastic. They're not those little silicone ones. They don't do a whole lot. So this is what we're working with. And it's hard to tell because the silver kind of hides the body lines. But this is a 67 to 72 body style Chevy GMC pickup, what they called action line trucks. And this one here, I don't know what year it's supposed to be, but it's going to be made into a 72. Now, it won't have the egg crate grill. I don't know if you can see it through the teeth or not, but it's got silver, or it's just got straight bars over the whole grill, and that's just how it's going to stay, because it's a monster truck. It doesn't need any lights. So my plan, I'm going to do the classic orange with a white top and the white two-tone, the stripe going across down the side. I've never intentionally taken one of these apart before, and they're made way different than they used to be, these monster trucks. This whole chrome piece here used to be die cast, and they're a lot heavier. Not sure really what's going to happen to this when I take it apart. I hope it is easy to put back together. And also, the wheels on these, I have never intentionally taken them off. I say intentionally because they have come off before. Not on these new ones, but on the old ones. So, yeah, we're gonna find out how these come apart. And kind of an experiment will be, what does the printed on graphics do in the paint stripper? Because this is made like the higher quality Hot Wheels, with the printed on, you can see lines in the decals if you zoom in far enough, if the camera focuses. But anyway, they have a very thick gloss clear coat, and they're made like the I'm going to use the Retro Entertainment series as an example. So, might be kind of a different thing on the paint stripper here. Also, it's kind of a Zymac type of thing, just the bare metal. So I'm going to figure out how this comes apart. I know there's a mushroom in this hole. Hopefully I find it and I don't drill a hole through the top. So it took me a while to figure out how to take this apart. I knew what to do to take it apart, but it wasn't coming apart. There's one mushroom in here, but it just took a long time to drill it out. I finally had to stick a screwdriver in there and just keep hitting it. So it's got a windshield in it, got to take the windshield out. Orange and white is not going to look good with green wheels. So hopefully when I take the wheels off, they can go back on. Usually when the wheels come off of these, they have to either have a bolt running through them or glued back on. So I guess we'll find out. I tried to pull them off earlier and just the tire pulled off instead, so I will figure out how to pull them off. This is probably going to be storm gray. It may be white. How's that going to look? If the truck's orange, I may not paint the plastic pieces until I know how the rest of this is going to go. I am not snapping this back together. Maybe white's not going to be good. I don't know. It might after it's all painted up. So not a whole lot to these anymore. They used to have a little bit more detail and a little, maybe 2 or 3 more pieces. But anyway, the way this is flaking off, the printed on stuff, I imagine we're not going to have any trouble getting the paint off of this, because it seems to be coming off fairly easily by just getting brushed up against something. So I'm going to take this out off camera so I don't break it. I might break it if I'm reaching around the camera. And then I'm going to take the wheels off, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so out of the 12 pieces that are here, 8 of them are the same piece stamped out twice, or stamped out 4 times. 4 tires, 4 wheels, that's 8, then 9, 10, 11, 12. So, pretty simple. Now the wheels were very hard to get off of the tires. They were easy to twist around in the tires, but they were kind of hard to actually get off of the tires. Looking at them in the light, you can't see that. Let me get a flashlight. Squeaky chair. See that little indent on the inside of the tire there? That's from these little nubs that help hold the tires on. So I'm thinking that if one of these comes off of your kid's toy, he's been playing with it really, really hard, because I think you would bust the wheels off the truck before the tire would actually come off, or the tire was split. Yeah, the rubber was split somewhere. So the tires got a little gashed up, so I'll have to kind of just sand on them lightly. That's what they do with the Tonka trucks when they're rough. They just sand the wheels and they look brand new. So I'll try that with these. These are softer rubber than that, so I have to be careful. But, I just won't get crazy with it. So first thing now, or next thing, put this in the paint stripper, and I think this stuff's going to stay chrome, so I won't have to do anything with that. I may paint the seat, but that won't require taping that up. I'll just paint that by hand. I'm going to wait till the truck's painted, and I won't put everything back together, but I'll put the truck, I'll put these 3 pieces back on, like so, and then I'll decide what color this needs to be. I'm thinking white, but it may be gray. Not gray, but like a dark silver, storm gray. Obviously this I'm not doing anything with. Let's find a drawer that can fit all these big parts. I think this is going to be like Towhill's oil tanker. We're going to have to use several drawers, because I think one drawer is going to be full of tires. We can kind of, we won't fit all the wheels in one drawer, but Nah. Alright. Well, we got a drawer of... Oh, no. Hey, guess what? They're too tall. I think even if I... Yeah, they're too tall that way. These may not be able to go in here. No. Alright. Well, the rest of the parts will fit in the drawer, though. Clearly not used to working with something that is this large. Yeah, I cut my finger when I was taking the truck apart. I scraped it on the vise that I use is a drill press vise, so it's one of those little short, flat ones. And it's... Where'd it go? I'll just show it to you. It's got a... kind of some sharp corners. I didn't cut it on this really pointy thing. Believe it or not. I cut it on the corner of the pads there. So, I am a little bleeding. I can't speak. So, we'll actually be able to remember. There's what the truck started out as. Oh yeah, you guys can read this if you want to. Kind of throw a whole video type of thing in there. Still gonna send the other trucks flying. Still gonna be a pickup. Just won't be a mega bomber. And mega boom is not... Or a V8 bomber and mega boom is not gonna be... Make sense. I get the mega boom right now. I think this has torpedoes on it somewhere. Maybe not. Anyway. We don't really need... I don't suppose I need to keep this since the truck is not going to be for that package. And, yeah. Then we have this, which is hard plastic. It's not one of the silicone ones. So... I'm not going to do anything with this either. It's just going to be that. Here's my crappy drawing. You know, I'm actually pretty good at drawing cars, but not really small cars. And so I just draw really, really rough blueprints of what the cars are going to look like when I draw them. If they're planned. Now, the tanker truck I just did was not planned. I shouldn't say just did, because usually these take about a month, so there are plenty of videos between each thing. The last one took about 2 months. I shouldn't say they take a month, because they take longer than that. Anyway, Mr. Truck is ready for the stripper. So we're out in the garage, and the garage door's open. So you can hear the water dripping off the roof. Normally, I would dip this in paint stripper and let it sit for a while, then pull it out and whatever was left over, if there's enough left over, just dip it in there again. I'd spray it with this Savagran paint stripper, because this is some of the best paint stripper ever. But I want to see what this does, and this stuff works in real time. I mean, it's just got to shake it up a little bit. There's no rattle ball inside it or anything, but just shake it up, and it's not something I would want to get on me though. It's a pretty wicked product. But usually you can see it work. Now, I'm not seeing it bubble up right away on this. but it may just be eaten through that clear coat. So I won't show you the paint coming off like I did the last time. So the Savagran took the clear coat off, because you can feel all the decals now, and it's very sticky. I don't want to waste the Savagran because I don't know where to find more of it. So I'm gonna stick this in the paint stripper. So you can probably hear that it is raining right now. We're gonna pull our truck out. It looks no different to me, but I'm hoping that that's not the case. Yeah, that's not good. It looks the same. But let's drip most of the stuff out of it, and then we'll finish up washing this thing off. So I guess the rest of it can be wire wheeled off. It didn't all come off, but most of it did. So this did exactly what I thought it was going to do with the way that the decals were printed on here. If I can get it in the right light, the camera may not pick it up. There is, I almost want to call it a residue, where the decals were at. You can see the vents and the porthole on top, and some of them you can still feel the ink on them. You can see inside there where some of the clear coat has come off and some of it's still on there. I can't tell if the tailgate has anything on it or not. It's either all on there or none of it's on there. Yeah, the sides, it's not showing up very well, but there's still decal residue on there as well. So hopefully our little rotary tool will take all of that off of there. Here's the grill. You can see it a little better now that there's not a bunch of teeth on there. It just goes clear across the front of the truck. So hopefully this comes off. So most of it came off. Got a little bit inside here. I tried to get the part that's flaky off because you're still going to see that when this is all done. So we don't want the paint to come off. But all of the residue and whatnot from the decals, at least to my naked eye, is all gone. This still had clear coat on it, this tailgate, so I had to grind all that away with the wire wheel. I don't show, a lot of the guys show, you know, we're running the wire wheel over these, but I don't, because the camera is in between my arms, and that's really the most convenient place for the camera to be, for you guys to get a good shot, but it's in the way for me working, so I just don't show it. So this is ready to be wiped down and primered. Yeah. So next time you see this, it may be primered, it may be painted. I don't know. Sometimes I don't film painting it, so I don't know what it's going to look like when you see it next. I just know it won't be back together yet. Get ready to paint the truck and defile a lot of casting lines off of it. In each corner there was one, and in the windows, and then over on this side. So hopefully their little Mr. Hobby primer is gonna solve our issue. Alright, so jump forward a little bit, but we got the truck back together. It's not my best work, but this is how it turned out. It's the first time I've done, well, a couple things. First time I've done a monster truck. First time I've done a paint job like this. Yeah, so it's got some ugly spots on it for sure, even after cleaning it up. I actually had to go back and paint the wheels by hand, because when I put the tires back on, you know, obviously they go on from the back, just slide on there, but the primer evidently didn't stick to the plastic like it was supposed to. That primer is for plastic and metal, but it apparently doesn't like plastic very well. Because I had to repaint, I think, 2 or 3 of the wheels. I had to repaint by hand because they didn't stick. And then I also, well, since I had the paint out, painted the engine Chevrolet orange. You can kind of see it down there. It just kind of blends in with everything. But then I also did the seat, which is also hard to see because everything is orange. And we can't see through the windshield. But it looks way different than it did when it came out of the package, because it started out like this. And let me tell you, this dark green was hard to get. Even with the primer, it was hard to paint enough coats to get it to be the right color orange and not be a darker orange because of how dark this is. And whatever finish they put on these Zymac, that's what they call these when they're just clear coated die cast. Whatever they clear coat they put on the die cast is really good clear coat, because I had to strip this 2 or 3 times to get all the clear coat off of it, and I still flaked some more off of it when I was using the wire wheel. But we got her back together. I hope you enjoy the video. It looks cool from afar, but when you get up close and look at it, I'm not real proud of it. It gave me a little bit of trouble, the paint did. And yeah, but that's a monster truck, so it's just gonna, you know, somebody driving them around, you know, they don't have to be perfect. I feel like the trucks that I have trouble with, the paint generally are the ones that wouldn't be perfect anyway. I feel like if you're doing a home built monster truck like this, it doesn't have to be perfect, because you're gonna be doing a mud bog type of thing with it, you know, whereas it's not a monster jam type of truck where it's gonna, you know, be on TV and all that. So I feel like that's a pretty fair job, I guess. So I'll put it on the turntable for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Have a great day. I'll catch you in the next video. And I do want to add something to this. I can't talk. If you look at the wheels on the Hot Wheels monster trucks versus the old Monster Jam monster trucks, which were made by Hot Wheels, you can see a big difference in the wheels. You can see just how much smaller the Monster Jam wheels are versus the Hot Wheels wheels. I mean, they're almost the whole top of the tire higher. Let's get this even here. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot more tire. Now I can still see the wheel on this green one here. That's how much bigger the Hot Wheels ones are. But I guess that's when Hot Wheels when the contract ended between Hot Wheels and Monster Jam. That's when they dropped these wheels and went to these wheels, because they realized the monster trucks brought in quite a bit of money, so they needed to figure out how to I don't want to say recuperate the money, but pretty much that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to keep bringing in that same money, so they came out with the Monster Trucks series of Hot Wheels vehicles. And I must say they're pretty fun to collect. So I wish they were still die-cast like the Monster Jam ones were, but you know, that's not just a contract ending thing. That's just deprogression of time. So there you go for that, and I'll get this guy on the turntable for you.